Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Shit Moms Won't Say. My guest tonight is one of those people that I'm pretty much just gonna sit back and let her do her thing because I'm just totally enthralled by her whole deal. You may know her as the Weedium. Yes, the Weedium. She is an evidential psychic medium. She's also an artist at the core. She's just fucking cool. And I'm just happy she's here. Mom of one, Shannon Roc. What's up? A West Coast pal. A West Coast buddy.
That's right, man. Loving it out here.
I'm always East Coast, and it's not that cool.
West Side. Oh God, now they're gonna come after me. They're gonna be like, "Ma'am, we'd like to speak to you."
They might. Yeah, no, and I know they're watching this for sure.
There's helicopters already. I swear to God, this place is bugged.
I know the followers just keep going up. So I mean, you're fucked. They're totally gonna get you, and it's my fault. I can't even help you. We're on different coasts, and we're both responsible human beings. So I can't even come to you to help you.
You know what though? It's I'm gonna feel the love, man. I'm gonna feel it. I feel it. It's I know you want to come help me. It's just not physically possible. It's okay.
You know that because you're a medium. You know I'm not full of shit. I
know things.
You know things. So listen, I mean it when I say that I am totally enthralled by your whole deal. So how Shannon and I even connected, because I sometimes like to just level set on this. We literally just started following each other on Instagram, and I was like, this chick is legit. And then I've come to learn she's had very similar feelings about me, which is very nice. And I was like, yo, do you want to come on my show? And she was like, what? Seriously? And here we are. So here we are. So I think your whole deal is just bonkers. I fucking love it. So I'm gonna we'll get to the Big Mom 3 because you're not immune. You are because you have your vaccine, but outside of that,
yes.
We know, we get it. It works sometimes. We get it. Everyone fucking relax. We'll do the Big Mom 3. But then I want you to talk about your stuff, and I'll we'll order it and then wrap it up. It's gonna be a super easy, fun time.
Good times, man. I'm ready. Let's do these.
Let's do it. Okay, so first question of the Big Mom 3. Did you always know you wanted to be a mom?
I knew I did not ever want to be a mom. Crazy to even say that, but you know what? I have accepted the fact that sometimes shit happens, and sometimes that shit's very, very great, and it was one of those things. I was just kind of married to my life, my career. I'm not gonna lie, I was very self-absorbed. I was very selfish. I was all about me. I never wanted to have kids because I'm like, God, they're weird, they smell funny, they're fucking annoying. And everybody's kids that I knew, everybody I knew that had kids,
totally,
I could not stand them. I could not stand them. And then I'd feel guilty for thinking that because I'm like, they're kids.
Yeah, but they're your kid. And I know somebody's gonna be like, your kid's 1.5. What do you know? Your kid's a reflection of you, though. Do you know what I mean? Your kid's probably not annoying or shitty because she's yours. My kid's not annoying or shitty because she's mine.
And but there's some parents who can own up to that too. And then there's some Karen parents who it's everybody else's issue, and it's not an issue, but it's an issue for us because we're the issue, so it's
right. Yeah, totally.
So I never thought I wanted to be a mom. I never wanted to be a mom. When it happened, I said, okay, I don't know what changed in me, but I was like, okay, I guess this is the plan, and I'm going to be okay. Because I was 38 years old when it happened. So, and I was always one of those, my mom always said, never say never to kids. She said, maybe it's just you haven't met the right person. And I was like, I doubt it. Kids they still smell funny. It's still fucking annoying. They're still irritating. And they still a responsibility that I don't really want to take. But at least I could say that. At least I could own up to mine.
Yeah.
But my mom was like, never say never. And she was right. And one day I moved out to LA. I had a record deal at the time. And I know this is totally digressing, but there's a point.
Great. I told you, I just want you to stream consciousness.
Woo!
Yeah. Well, I want to ride the crazy train until it's time to be done. I love it. Please.
Okay. All right. Well, my mom was like, again, never say never. So I moved to LA. I was in the music business. I've been in the business, really since I was 15, kind of indirectly, I guess, all my life. But, you know, I moved out here and I had been in a series of like shitty relationships. You know, I don't think I really understood what a healthy relationship was. So that was another reason I never wanted to be a mom. My
Yeah.
parents, my parents got divorced when I was 22. So, you know, all my life I thought, oh my God, I had this beaver cleaver family. When in reality, there were things happening that I just wasn't exposed to because I was sheltered from so much, you
Oh,
know?
that's interesting. Yeah, like later in life divorce. That's interesting.
Yeah. So,
Cool.
and I think that's almost worse because then you kind of have a real outline in your mind of like, oh wow, this is what marriage is. Like this is what and if you're not, you know, in my mind, the way I was raised, if you're not married, you don't have kids. You know, there's that whole other religious element to it. That's a
Sure.
whole fucking other show.
You grew up very religious?
I grew up in a very Southern Baptist household. I grew up in a
Oh,
military family, so very right wing Republican, hardcore, very, you know, very Southern Baptist. So
interesting. And just so everyone knows, you're from Texas
I'm from
originally.
Texas. Yeah. Yeah. I'm from Texas. And I know that like that's the one place I would never fit in. So, you know, I think back now, these people that see me as a mom were like, oh my God, I can't believe you're a mom. But wow, like what a cool, like what a fucking cool mom. And I'm like, okay, okay, cool. Okay, I'll take that. That's a compliment. I'll take that. You know, maybe you didn't expect me to be a mom but I'll take that as I'm doing a good job. You know, go fuck yourself. Okay. You know, but you know, it's like, you know, I like love and light, man, love and light.
That's
You know,
right.
it's I never wanted to be a mom, but you know what? It has changed my life so much, and I'm sure you can probably attest to that. You know,
Oh, I
it's
never wanted to be a mom, ever, ever, ever. And I like any time, like my friends who know me for a long time are like, I cannot believe, and they don't even say they can't believe you're a mom. They say, I cannot believe you're a good mom. Like my best friend will say to me, and he's my best friend for 20 years, he'd be like, I can't believe you're like a fucking good mom. He's like, what? Like, how? How? You're like self-centered until you're not, like you're doing your own thing. You don't want to do this. And then like for us, I mean, my wife and I, we really had to think about it. It didn't just happen,
right,
and she's always wanted kids and I wanted to be with my wife. So, there we were. But then, now we have our little, well, she's not this big, she's much bigger than that, but our little Lily
so
Bean is the
precious.
best.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And you
Like
can't
you probably
imagine.
are just obsessed with your kid. Like, are you just like, why you just want to like kill her? That's a compulsion people don't understand that aren't parents. And I hate the like, you'll see when you're a parent, that's one of the big ones. Every day I'm like, I'm gonna fucking kill you because I
Yeah,
love you
yeah.
so much. I
Oh
want to
yeah,
love
oh
murder
yeah.
you.
I do. I seriously do you remember the Animaniacs? Did you ever remember
Sure.
Elmira?
Yeah.
It's
Oh
like I
yeah.
want to love you and squeeze you and hold you tight, and these little
Yeah.
animals want to escape.
Yeah, no,
That's me. It's like,
I threaten her all the time. Like, I'm just gonna kill you. Like, people have heard me say it that like don't get it, and they're like, "What'd you say to her?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna fucking kill her." Is what I said to
yeah,
her.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I
And I'm a
love her so much.
smother.
I
I'm a
love murder
smother.
her.
I'm a
Yeah,
smother.
I just cut her head off. I ask her all the time, "Can I cut your feet off and wear them around my neck?" Like, the things that like only come out of like a mother's mouth.
I know, I
But a
know.
certain mother would deny it. A certain type of mother would be like, "That's very odd
But
behavior."
that's a mother that's not like authentically genuine and true to who she
No,
is.
that's a
Because why
bit.
that's why this is shit moms won't say, you know?
Yes, it is.
You
Yes,
know, and
it
it's like,
is.
so, you know, no, I never wanted to be a mom. I thought that was like I thought it was so gross. Everything about it was gross. Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
love
here we
it. I love it. And I love your justification. Okay, well, then I'm really excited for this one then. What is the shittiest or most backhanded piece of advice you've ever gotten from another mother or parent? You
are.
don't even have to answer. Your response was, it's good, but please
Oh
do.
yeah, but oh God, you know what? Like I could feel my heart like right. I'm gonna start getting like hives in a second because, you know, just to preface this, like I had a C-section and it was an emergency C-section. I ended up with preeclampsia, hypertension, you know, like that shit you don't really like. You're like, oh, I'm healthy. That's weird. I passed all the tests with flying colors. Everything's been, you know, great. And so that was already hard enough, you know, like having to heal and take care of a baby at the same time. Like when you're like, oh my God, what the fuck am I doing? And I remember my mother in law being there. at some point, maybe this is after she came to visit sometime. I think Winnie was probably maybe a couple months old.
Okay.
And or no, we sent her a picture, FaceTime. And I remember her saying, God, fucking crazy. Well, she doesn't look like a Rockio. And thank God I was heavily medicated because I don't think I was physically capable of responding. And I don't even think I processed it right until Jimmy like repeated it to me. And I'm thinking, does that mean like, are you like, we,
Was she implying that he's not her father?
yeah, thank you. That I'm like, is like, cause you know what, I mean, like, what the fuck does that mean?
Did,
Right?
has
Is
she
that, I mean, is that like,
apologized or is it just that type of person?
no, oh no,
Okay.
yeah. It'll never, I don't even know if it's one of those things is even remembered, to be honest with you. You
I love
know,
stuff like that.
and I think about it now, and I don't let it bother me because it's, to me, it's like I have so many, in the grand scheme of things, it's so minuscule because I like, it's wasted energy. But
Sure.
the fact that I literally, it's not like, how you feeling? Oh my gosh, oh God, that like nothing. And that's, I think, the part that I struggle with the most. It's not even necessarily what was said. It was just the fact that it was already so difficult, because the pregnancy was great up until I had to be admitted. And then, like, labor and delivery was okay. It was scary, but then like the postpartum part, they just fucked that shit all up. Forgot about me, didn't feed me, and it was just like it was a
They
nightmare.
just once you have the baby, it's done.
Oh my
That's
God.
it. My wife is a doula, so like she's a big, she'll scream and yell about it 100% of the time. Like there is no postpartum support, like at all. You have the baby and they're like, see ya, deuces, and that's it. That's the whole deal.
I have never, and again, I don't know, have anything to compare that to, So you just assume, oh, I guess this is just how it is,
And like what's sad is like that is how it is, and it just absolutely shouldn't be. It's like it's mind-boggling,
Well, you know
because
how
like
much money
really,
they're
like,
making too?
oh
They're
my
making
God.
so much money.
Well, so here's a fun fact for everybody, and I'm sure a lot of people know this, but some people probably don't. Doctors get paid by the baby. So like if you're in the hospital and they're like, uh-oh, gotta go, like the more babies they pop out in a day, the more money they make.
It's an assembly line. It's like,
An assembly line, right? So there's no aftercare. They're too busy making their next, couple dollars off of a baby. Like they're not thinking like, oh, I just cut this poor woman open, fucking preeclampsia. Like I should go check on her. Like,
and the crazy thing is, it's like my actual doctor was amazing, but it was the staff at the hospital that dropped the ball.
mm,
That's where I was just like, and again, like, hindsight's 2020, but when you're in the moment, and then you got the people that are giving you a hard time about breastfeeding because I'm sorry, my child's starving. Like, what am I supposed to do?
you're
Like,
supposed to feed them.
yeah,
However, you feed
exactly.
kids.
I'm not one of those people where I was just like, oh my God, it's like, oh my God, it's not me. I'm like, you know what? I understand. I respect people that feel that way, but I just wanted my child to be okay. I wanted her to
How
eat
is she now? Fine.
perfectly fine, perfectly fine. And it's just, there's just so many things I think moms and people say that I don't know if they say it. I don't, I would like to think none of this is out of like maliciousness,
Mm.
but I just wonder if some people say it because they just don't know how to have a conversation. Maybe it's an uncomfortable conversation for them, which is fine, but
Mm.
we can be open about that because I'm the one that just got, filleted. I'm okay with having an uncomfortable conversation. I just like have my guts like in front of me, I'm okay with it, but it's, you can't make people, you can't make people be what you want them to be. And you just, sometimes you got to let it roll off. But had it been 10 years before, probably, I don't know that I would have been so kind, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of evolve. And it's funny because I think like women specifically, I think evolve very differently than anyone else. Because you're very confident in my 20s and I'm going to say whatever the fuck I want. You don't mean it though. You know, you're ready to like kick the shit out of some girl in a bar, whatever, you know, and then like, then you hit the whoopsie, and then you like hit an age where you have no confidence, right? Like you're like finding your voice. You're like, how do I stand up for myself? And then all of a sudden, I don't know, for me, it was like when I got into my 30s, like later 30s, that I was like, don't fucking care. It's genuine though. It's genuine because now I can stand up for myself. So like, think about it, even if it had been now, you know, you'd probably think to answer differently than you even did 6 years ago.
You're right.
You know?
You're right. And it's just a constant evolution of self, I guess, too, and experience, you know, because you become wiser. And it's like you start to just get to the point, like you said, where, you know, like, you like zero fucks given. Like, dude, I don't care. I truly do not give a fuck what anybody thinks because I am
happy and healthy. I don't care.
Exactly.
I don't care.
Exactly.
I'm good.
And I'm the one sleeping okay at night. You know, I'm not the one like comparing myself to everybody out there. I'm not saying we don't all have our own insecurities, but I don't let those control me either because I got a million other things going on. Dude, I got like, you know, a child alone, like you don't have time to focus on your fucking dark thoughts. You know, you want to sometimes, but you don't have time.
No, that's why you smoke a shit ton of weed and I take a ton of meds.
Thank you. Thank you. Otherwise, we're going to be a harm to somebody or ourselves.
That's right. We're a danger to other people and ourselves if we're not even keeled all the time.
And I got too much shit going on for somebody to call and have me like committed right now.
Me too. I don't have time to be committed. I'll be real.
My calendar's like fucking full, man.
Me too. My calendar's too full to be committed. 100%. That's why I stay on my meds.
Thank you.
And my CBD gummies.
See, that's why I stay like happy and lit and high. Enlightened. I prefer to call it enlightened. When he's like, Mommy, do you need to go meditate? I'm like, that is a wonderful idea, my child. Yes. Because she's never seen me do that, by the way. She's never seen us do that. Like, it's, you know, it's one of those things, but too, it's like, I don't want to make it weird either. You know, because
listen, if you had said my kid watched me smoke weed 100% of the time, I'd be like, all right, like, whatever.
Yeah, and you know, more power to whoever feels comfortable with that, and that's your own personal thing. There's some things, maybe me, it's just like that's my own personal, like, maybe I'll let her, you know, when she gets older, that's different. But right now, I like her to see me in this, like, pure, you know, mommy vibe that she just adores. You know, I don't want to give her a reason to be like, well, that's weird.
It smells weird. Yeah. Listen, that'll evolve too. You know, she'll hit an age where you're like, all right, whatever. Like, or maybe you won't. Who knows?
We're in California too. We're in California. Like, I'm in LA. It's like you can't escape it.
No, it's just not a big deal.
You can't escape it. You know.
I'm with you.
Yeah, it's this life. But I love I love it. Like, woo to life.
I love it. I love it. Okay, last question to Big Mom 3, and then we're going to get into all of your shit. So last question. What is a skill or superpower you had before becoming a mom that you think has really helped you as a mom?
I have the ability to wake up on a dime. I don't know if I just never fall into that deep REM sleep, but I will anticipate my alarm clock going off. If I have a flight I have to catch, I might as well just stay up half the time. I've literally run on maybe 30 minutes of sleep. I don't know how I do it. They say people like that have a short lifespan, so I'm like, please don't let that be, you know, the issue. But
that is my worst nightmare. My worst. I could sleep 100% of the time. You enjoy sleep, or you're just not one of those people?
It's weird. It's like I have a hard time turning my mind off. First of all. Because I just like, you can tell I'm a million miles a minute. I'm like, I got a million things going on. I got 1,000 different voices in my head. I'm trying to figure out who the fuck I'm hearing. Is this me or is this a million other dead people? Like, we'll talk about that later. So I'm trying to like seriously compartmentalize. Boop, 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 who's coming through? Like, I'm trying to like this is me time, people. I'm trying to like go to sleep.
Them time.
You know, so it's just. I don't even remember the question. What are we even talking about?
Listen, the answer you gave was a good answer to the question. It's since gone, you know, like slightly off track. I still think your answer is a good one, though, and that you can wake up on a dime. And
yes, I can. I literally can. I don't know how I do it. I don't know if it's adrenaline. I think it's adrenaline. Maybe I should get that checked.
Like so fucking pumped all the time?
Yes, that's why I have to smoke so much fucking weed to just like make me normal. Because otherwise people are like, dude, are you on coke? Like, do you do speed? I'm like, no, man, I just like, I'm just like high and happy all the time. I have to like smoke weed to be like normal people.
That's
Some
like
people
the
take
nicest
Xanax.
quality in a person I've ever heard in my life, that you have to smoke weed to be like, no, I'm just calming down.
God, it's so exhausting though sometimes. Sometimes I just want to be like, I just want to wake up chill. Jess, I just want to wake up and be like, I don't have to do anything
It's not
and I don't
about
have to,
you, man.
you know?
No, you're right out of bed.
Yeah.
Wow. So like my wife, for example, she hates sleep. She like almost denies that she sleeps. Like I'll be like, Katie, go to bed. And she's like, what? No, she could be passed out on the couch. Like hates sleeping. I love sleeping. Are you like, are you one of those people that like has to get out of bed when you wake up, or could you like lounge?
Okay, so when you say lounge, do you mean like lounge in bed, like if I'm on my phone, like screwing around? Or like
Or
lounge,
I mean, I
like
think like a phone is a distraction. Like if you took your phone out of the mix and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna hang in bed. I'm gonna watch a
absolutely
movie.
not.
No.
No. I'm like, get me out of here. I'm losing my mind. I feel like I'm in
That's
prison.
like her. That's like her. Like she doesn't understand the concept. So we're doing construction in our house. We're building like a new principal bedroom, and like I was like, okay, good. I was like, can you put like a TV here? And she's like, why do you need a TV? And I was like, because sometimes it's nice like to just hang out in bed and like it's our space. And she's like, that's crazy. That's a crazy thing. I'm like, what do you mean that's like, I'm doing that. Thank you. First of all, you don't have to watch it, but like totally like we're never gonna sit in bed. I'm like, maybe when you're like at a 48-hour birth, I'd like to go into my own room and watch TV.
That's a really valid point. I have to say, yes. Katie, we're getting a TV in the room, okay?
Thank you. Katie, we're getting a TV in the room. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
She's a medium, okay? She knows we're
I
getting a
see
TV.
it. I see it.
We have one in our room now. It's not like this is a foreign concept. I think she felt in the transfer to a new room, we wouldn't need it. And so what? We need it.
You're
I
gonna
need
need
it.
it.
I need
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I need it.
Yeah.
Thank you for your
I say go with that.
unwavering support. I
Yes,
appreciate it.
100%. 100%.
100%. All right, listen, let's get into creation. I'm going to try to fix my fan that I joke is my menopause fan because
Oh my God, me too.
listen, I'm 35 years old though. Like I'm not going through menopause, although like maybe, oh, that's much better. There
Maybe.
we go.
Oh, there you go. Well, you know what? I mean, I'll be 45 and I know like I wake up sometimes. I'm like, why do I feel like somebody just turned the oven on at my feet? I'm like, is this what this is? Is this what it feels like?
I don't know. I wonder that all the time. I'm like, is it like early onset? Am I just like a generally uncomfortable person? Like, what is it? What is it? Because I'll sit here and I'll be fine. And then all of a sudden I'm like, I'm sweating. Like, when did this happen to me? And who did this to me? And like, you know, and then I have to put my fan on. Not that there's not like air conditioning and comfort in my home. There is. I live on Long
See,
Island.
we don't
Like,
have that though. So,
you
girl,
don't have AC in your house?
this
You
is
live in that
LA,
hippie
baby.
lifestyle, bro. Come
Oh
on.
my God. Oh, trust me, that is not by choice. Oh no. Oh no, 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 girl. I grew up in the burbs. We have AC. This is like I'm sitting over here. I'm like, this is not menopause. This is called like it's hot as shit outside, and I have
That's
the
hot as
windows
shit.
closed. So like, so the
No,
neighbors are like, what's happening?
listen, I grew up bougie and I remain bougie. Admitted.
Girl, you know
Admitted.
what?
Yeah.
I love that you own that because I hate to say this. I tell Jimmy all the time. It's like sometimes I deny it, but I grew up a very privileged life. I grew up in a very privileged life with two like military parents. Like I grew up in Europe. I ate duck at 5. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with my parents?
Listen,
You
yeah,
know?
I can admit it. I need that TV in my bedroom and I can admit it. That's
See, but
okay.
now I just want to smoke weed and I'll just wear like shoes with holes in them. I don't even care. Just like I'm good now.
Like, and I wish I could like, and you know, this is a perfect segue into like your existence, right? Because I I can't believe this fucking fan keeps turning off. It's fine. I'm gonna
I
just
know, and I'm over here like, woo, I'm sweating.
you're gonna see, I'm gonna start complaining real soon. It's fine. I wish that I had it in me to like you just said, just be like, fuck it, I'm super free spirit and I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I do not. I do not. Anyone who meets me, it reads all over me. If I try to be like spontaneous for a second, everyone around me laughs. Like you and I, it's funny because as well as we get along, we are the exact fucking opposite.
But opposites attract.
Absolutely. But that is why I think I'm just so enthralled by your whole deal. So like, first and foremost, let's talk about like, you're fucking medium. You're medium. Like, you're medium. So like, tell me, Go. Just
Do you
tell
know what? Do
me.
you know? So some people are like, what the fuck is a
Oh, I
medium?
know
Do you
a
know? Do
medium you
you know
are.
what it is? Okay.
You talk to the
So
dead.
I talk to dead people, girl. I talk to dead people. And the weird thing is people are like, "Oh my God, you're a demon. You talk
Oh,
to
I
dead people."
love it. I think it's
It's
amazing.
not. But the thing is I don't talk to bad people. The people that come to me, first of all, I don't, for these religious people that are probably watching, because you know, girl, they
Yeah, I
could
have a
totally
lot of
be
religious
radical.
followers on this show. Shit moms won't say it's drawing a
You
big
know,
Bible thump crowd.
but I'm going to keep it real for them today
But
because you
let
know
them
what?
know.
I was raised in a very religious household. I was taught to believe very specific things that were in the Bible. And guess what? The shit that comes to me, the things, the visions that I have, and the people's names, and the people that end up crossing my path. I don't know how it happens. All I know is, they say Jesus loved the little children. Jesus was a child of God. Well, I'm a child of God as well. So what makes me any different that I've been blessed with the same gift that Jesus probably had? I truly believe that he was a medium. I truly believe
Probably.
there are books out there that were written in the 50s and 60s that also, people like me have done research and said, we've come to the realization that we believe that Jesus had these other psychic gifts as well. But you can't say that to people that are in the church because they're instantly going to show you all these places in the Bible where it does say that you're a demon and you're going to go to hell and you're a witch. And I just choose not to have those conversations anymore,
Sure.
because it's the path of least resistance. Because you know what? I am an acquired taste. So get some fucking taste. I'm just kidding. It's like, like you can't be everything to everybody. And I'm in my life now where I'm okay with that. I'm not trying
Yeah.
to save the world. I'm just trying to find the people that are like me and that are inclusive of everybody and love and light and are non-judgmental and really just don't give a shit. Those are the people that I want in my tribe
Fuck
because
yeah.
those are the people that we lift each other up. And as a medium, as a psychic medium, an evidential psychic medium, where the difference is I'm able to actually manifest things physically.
Okay.
So a lot of my readings during the pandemic have been via Zoom. So you're
Oh,
dealing with energy through a
interesting.
screen. But I don't know how to describe it other than I know that I've been given this gift that is not only beneficial and healing for the people that come to me and that find me, but it's also healing for me. I mean, I had my awakening. I say my awakening because I think truly to be at the level where I am, you have to have. First of all, I was like this all my life.
I'm gonna ask. This is something that's been happening. I would have
Yeah,
assumed forever, and you probably realized later on, like this is the thing. Yeah.
you
Okay.
start to connect the dots. My birth mother died when I was 2 months old.
Oh
She
wow.
died in a tragic car accident. So all of my life, I knew I was adopted. My aunt and uncle adopted me, so I only knew them as my mom and dad. I always knew I was adopted, but I knew them as my mom and dad. My real dad waived his rights as a parent. And he actually was a pallbearer at my birth mother's funeral. So it's just this weird like web of people and personalities, and I was completely, I don't want to say sheltered from that and shielded from that, but for many years I would ask a lot of questions. But there would also be a part of me that would feel guilty because I never wanted my parents to think that I didn't appreciate them or think that they were doing a wonderful job because they did an amazing job. I'm still alive, that's what I'm going to say. So to me, that's like that's a feat for any parent, to just keep
Keep
your
them
kid
alive.
alive,
Yep.
and so, I knew I always had weird things happening. I remember being a kid, we lived in Germany, and I remember we lived in this little town in Germany, and it was like this four-story huge, like this, it was almost like a townhome or a condo, like 4 levels. And I remember the basement was unfinished because we'd have Halloween parties and birthday parties down there. And I remember the top level was also unfinished, but it was all windows. And whenever they're doing construction, how they'll tarp off certain areas.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, you know what that is. Now they're doing construction. So our whole top was all glass windows all around the whole building or all around the whole top floor, and it was all tarped because it was cemented out. Nothing was ever built out, so it was just like, I don't really even know why it was like that, but I would go up there And there was a part of me that would be afraid, but I also knew that there was somebody else up there with me that I could talk to. And now, as an older person, I literally didn't put this together until over the last like 4 years, when all of these things like just really kind of like validated everything. Like I knew back then, my mom still talks about my imaginary friend Charlie. I can still see him. And now when I look at him, I see him wearing like garb, like his clothing is from like the 20s, reminds me very much of like Oliver Twist. And that area was a pig farm. That whole town I lived in was this, literally, it's called Schweinfurt. It's a pig town. And it makes sense. He was probably a little farm boy. I mean, shit like that. Like, and it's things like that. And then, fast forward to like 2017 when my grandmother passed away. I went back to Texas and I took Winnie with me. I brought her with me because Jimmy was working and stuff. And I remember being in my cousin's house and I felt so uneasy because I felt somebody in the house and I kept saying, Granny, please just don't scare me. Again, this is before I realized like this was a legit gift. Like I had not spoken it out loud yet. And I remember I kept thinking, just, I don't want to see you, visit me in my dreams, visit me, speak to me in my head, whatever. Just, I don't want to walk around the corner and I see my dead grandma there. That would freak me the fuck out. So that was always one of my things when I said, okay, if I'm going to do this, I have to say, Spirit, I don't want to see you, but you can speak to me. You can show me pictures. You can walk me through places I've never been. I mean, down to the specific. That is an evidential psychic medium. I can be talking to you on Zoom because this is going to happen one day. We're going to have you on the Weedium one day. You just wait.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Katie or somebody.
I am 100% all in. I love stuff like that. You
never know though, but the thing is you never know who's going to come through, but I have to just be open to receive whatever it is, but I always...
I know so many dead people. Trust me, you're going to be like, you're going to be really overwhelmed if you have me on the Weedium, but I'm ready.
But that's what it is. It's like people connect me with people in my life. So it's not even about just this show. This is like you and I meeting is so much bigger than just what we're doing right now. This is just the icing on the cake. This was just the catalyst. And, and I'm a big believer of like manifestation. And I wasn't always like that. Because again, I was taught to believe like that shit's like some new age shit. That's
crazy, right? Yeah, totally. Yeah.
And then I'm finding out like through my mediumship and like my clients, I have clients all over the world now. They find me. They all find me through people like you or through somebody that I might have read. Or it ends up being like sometimes what happens is if there's somebody that that comes through, you're going to be like, oh my God, I know who that's for. That's for so-and-so. You become the relay. So you become my connection to that person so then I can pass them the message or you can pass the message along. So they always connect us together and that's the things that I know. I can be in somebody's house and I will know when the lights will flicker. I can be sitting next to the person that is on the other side and they'll do like this and I'll say, okay, Jess, why is she showing me the bracelet? She's talking about the bracelet and you're going to be like, oh my God, it's right here. Like stuff like that I would know nothing about. People that have taken their lives, again, in religion and in certain faiths, you believe that if you take your life, you go to hell. That is 100% not true. Because these families that I've never met in my entire life that get my number or email from some random person through a neighbor's friend's cousin, I know certain things. I say, look, I walk them through a house. I give them names. I say, look on the windowsill, and they say, which one? I say, the one on the right. I'm just going with what Spirit's telling me, and they find it literally evidence of what I just said, pieces of information that I gave them regarding like physical property.
That's amazing.
Like, I can't explain it other than there's something higher than me using me as like this beacon to help people. This is my like literally this is my soul's purpose. This is why I'm on earth.
Amazing, cool. It's so cool. Like it's just amazing. Like and like there are so many people, and it's such a shame that don't. And truth be told, I was one of these people for a long time. Just like skeptical. And I would never say that I was somebody that would say like I don't believe in that. because how can you say you don't believe in something? Like, you just can't possibly know. And then like, I've had experiences probably more so in the last year where I'm like, shit's legit. That's legit. Like, there's just something to it. And if you have that type of gift and like you choose to share it with other people, like, you're a magical person. Like, that is so cool. That like when people don't keep that to themselves and they're like, you know what, I have this thing and it's actually a little bit scary and it's very powerful, because I bet for you it's draining.
You know what it is, but I've also learned it's like it's no different than becoming an expert at a certain sport,
Sure, that's true.
you
Yeah.
know, after a certain amount of time, I think it's almost like I skipped all the prerequisites and I started at the top because I've been like this my entire life. I just chose to suppress it based on fear from religion
Yeah.
and everything that I was taught to believe. And I had a conversation even with my dad just a couple of days ago, and I know that, he probably thinks I'm going to burn in hell. And I have to convince him that, somebody, my stepmother, again, they do not believe in any of this, what I do. My stepmother, I was in my room one day and I heard her mom and I saw her and I knew her because I grew up with her.
Okay.
And she said, Robin's never going to believe this. And I said, she's definitely never going to believe this. You got to give me something convincing that beyond a shadow of a doubt, she's going to know that I can't possibly know this. So I hear her say angel statue, angel figurine, or something like that. And I didn't know anything other than it looked kind of gray, but I couldn't tell what it was. I just saw it was like an angel, like a statue or something, like on a bookshelf or something.
Okay.
And so I texted my stepmom and I said, I know this is going to sound crazy, but your mom visited me. I said, and I told her that you weren't going to believe me, but she needed to give me something very specific that you would know. And I said, do you have an angel statue on the bookshelf or an angel figurine? And you can see where they start typing and there's like bubbles and then you see them stop. And I'm like, and my heart's like racing because that's the feeling. It's the vibes. I get the buzzing. I literally feel I take on certain physical ailments and certain things that other people are feeling, which I'm now learning I'm supposed to not do that. But I kind of like it because it gives me like a real in-depth, like, man, if I'm going to do this, I'm going all the way in.
And you're like really
You know what I
sitting with
mean?
that person then, like you
Yes.
really know how even their response to you, then you're able to like really
I can
feel it.
feel it all of it.
Incredible.
And, and she confirmed it a few minutes later. She's like, yeah. And she sent me a picture and the whole time I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, this is real. These are the same people that believe that that heaven is, that this is bad, that this doesn't exist. How do I explain that, Jess?
So now does she believe you, or is it
She
still
didn't
like,
respond after that. And when I had this conversation with my dad, he called me and I thought it was kind of weird. And it's funny, we're talking about it now again, synchronicities.
yeah,
I knew that he's worried about me like not being in heaven. And I have to just say, you know what? I believe in what I do with as much faith and conviction as you believe in your religion. Because I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, I'm going to be in heaven and I see heaven and it's rolling hills. It looks like North Dakota. That's why now I know why they call it God's country. It looks exactly like that. And everything's technicolor. It's not streets of gold. And maybe it is for different people. I don't know. But it's hard to believe that everybody I've talked to, that these people, these stories all corroborate. They don't know each other. They're from all parts of the world. How do they all have the same? They all have the same. They see the same thing I do. It's
this
the
is the
same,
same place. That's amazing. So
So I have
cool.
to just trust that, you know?
Sure.
And that's another gift that's helped me as a mom because it's like, man, I can see things before they happen. I really, truly can. It's almost scary,
That's
because then, but at that point I feel like you truly have the power to shift the energy. So if you feel it going one way, you can literally stop and say that it's not going to happen. I'm going to be safe today and I'm going to be protected and everybody I love is going to be protected. And guess what? It happens. Like Jimmy just got in a 3-car pile, like wreck,
last week. Yeah, I remember.
and he's alive. So, and then we could go to all the other places, but I truly believe that it's because my work here is not done. His work here is not done. Like there's a reason that we're still here. And it's way bigger than somebody's man-made religion. I'm sorry. Like, that's my personal opinion. You know?
Listen, we have the same opinion. We have the same opinion. I think that's incredible. I mean, so like so obviously you read people, people come to you like, this has become a business for you, obviously, but like, how do people find you? How do they connect with you? Like, I know that people like, they'll email you and this and that, like, I don't like, what are you doing with it? I guess is my question. Like, is it just a thing?
It's weird. I don't know. It just happens. It's like a lot of it's referrals because a lot of it started in the music business because I'm also in the music business. So that's this whole like it's like man, I could probably deliver a baby if I watched a YouTube video. It's like what do I not do?
I was gonna like shift gears, like, and you're also like like I don't even want to go there because this is and it really is all connected, right? Like everything about you is connected. It's not like, oh, you're in the music business and you're medium, like this is just who you are. Like you're an artist, and this like artistry also has some type of like, I don't know, empathic something that's led to like being a medium. Like it's just all ties together and it reads all over everything you do. Like it's so cool.
Oh, I love that. See, and you know what? That's what I want. I want people to realize, like, dude, this is not a fucking gimmick. Like, this is truly.
No.
Like, I truly don't care. And it was for the longest time, I really had a hard time like putting who I really was out there. And I said, you know what? I don't want to go work with somebody or for somebody that I'm not going to be able to, I'm going to have to lie about like, the weed. I'm going to have to, pretend like play a political side. I don't want to have to compromise my integrity to work for somebody else that doesn't align with like my agenda, and that sounds so like horrible, but at the end of the day, we all have an agenda. We all have to do what serves our purpose, serves us purpose. And I said, I want somebody to find me that I can be the Weedium and it's totally cool. I can smoke my weed and it's totally cool. And they truly understand, like, I'm a freaking hippie, man. I wasn't always like this. I don't know. Something changed. And it has to do with, just the tragic loss of many things in my life over a small period of time. And I think that really does, until somebody experiences loss at such a profound level, you have no way to be able to start from nothing and be what I have found myself to be. Because I literally took whatever pieces were left and I said, this ain't gonna fucking kill me. I'm gonna build it back up, but I'm gonna build it up my way. And as soon as I did that, doors open because you are exuding some different kind of energy or confidence or something that people just weren't seeing before. And I truly believe it's because there was some kind of door closed. There was a blockage.
God, I'm like responding 1,000,000% to what you're that. Yes. Until you become like authentic. And I feel like that comes from like a rock bottom type of situation. You're like, I've always been like envious, but as I get older, I'm not. I've always been envious of people who like seem to be like wholly themselves from a very young age. And then like, as I've gotten older and I've really come into my own and what you see is what you get. Like I am who I am. And I've been this way now for a number of years because I'm old as fuck. Right. Like you get to that point, like, I don't know. I'm happy that and I wonder if you feel the same way. Like I'm happy that it took me time to come into my own and that I was able to, like you said, like build myself from the ground up, profound loss, drug use, just being an asshole, like just so many different terrible traumatic situations that have allowed me to say like, all right, here's my bottom, but here's me, like you just sprout up. And I don't know, do you feel the same way? Like that's just like this very magical, like that's a gift,
I swear to God, I'm listening to my story. You said spot on, the drugs, the profound, like I said, like the profound loss, like the drugs, I experienced it all. I had a major record deal. I was partying with some of the biggest names out there. And it's so disturbing when you realize that, man, these people that you put on pedestals sometimes are really just, everybody's human. And I say disturbing in a sense that it's disturbing that people expect something different of another human when we're just people. We're just humans. We're not robots. We don't have superpower.
You might have a superpower.
Well, I might have a little leverage, a little advantage, here and there. Yeah. But it's like I got to the point where it's like I remember being very judgmental about people who smoked weed. I remember being
Hmm.
judgmental about people who weren't, religious. And it's like, but that wasn't who I was. That was who I was programmed to be,
Sure.
And some people become self-aware at some point in their life, and some people just accept the fate of, I guess this is what I'm supposed to be doing with my life. And I was never that person. And I have it I find it very hard to believe you were ever that person either.
Well, I was
You
gonna
were
say, now
always,
you're literally now telling my story. So yeah,
we were
yeah,
the weirdos. We were the weirdos.
totally
I
weirdos.
was the, but I always, now I find myself attracted to those weirdos because maybe that we're all different. Maybe I was the weirdo the whole time.
Yeah. And now I have,
Maybe we're
like
the
us, if
norm.
we have a band of weirdos that surrounds us and surrounds my, beautiful little daughter, and they love her and they love us, and we root for each other, and, we pump
And
each
that's what
other
it's
up,
about.
and that's what it's about. Like you have your friends who are your family and the people you surround yourself with that want you to succeed. You want them to succeed. Like a lot of people don't have that when they're younger because they don't have the confidence, or they're not taught like, hey, be yourself, and you have to learn that.
You do. You absolutely have to learn that. And the weird thing is, I'm trying to remember. Obviously, I was taught some of that because I always danced to the beat of my own drum. But
Mhm.
I also do feel like I was able to color outside of the lines just a little bit. You know what I mean? But not enough to where I was able to be who I truly wanted to be. Just enough to keep me confined in the yard.
Totally.
So many kids have that story because it's just, I think a lot of it too is, you know some people never leave where they grew up, so how do you ever expect to grow? And some people do grow if they stay where they are, but they have to find that within themselves. They can't rely on somebody else or some magic job or some person, or like that's not what it's about. And
There's
that's
no silver bullet. There just isn't. You have to become yourself at some point,
and you
or
got to
you
be
don't.
uncomfortable. Yeah, exactly. And you, like, my thing is, you got to be comfortable being uncomfortable, because if the minute you're comfortable, like, you become complacent
I
and
hate that
always
like
like,
quote. What is it? I hate it, but it makes a lot of sense that like grow through what you go through, right? Like it's true. It's true. It's stupid, and there's a reason why it's become such
but
a
it's like,
clip
but
that
you
something.
remembered it for a reason though, right?
Well, it's true. It's
Yeah.
totally true. I hate it, and you're never gonna like see me posting that kind of shit. It's in your head though, right? Like
Like, we'll
it's
never forget.
I'll never forget it. It's right here. It's right here. Listen,
You
man,
got a t-shirt.
this was a blast. We're gonna I don't even know. Like I guess we're gonna wrap it up because we're like coming up on time here. But like this was amazing. I
Already.
know. I
God, this is
know.
crazy. Time flies, right? We're
Time
having
flies.
fun.
So I have two final questions for you, and then we'll tell everywhere they can follow you and come get readings and all that good stuff. So
Yes.
first of my wrap up questions. So you have a 6-year-old daughter, right? She's 6. So I love this question because there's always, there's so many moms with different age kids that come on. What is something that you cannot live without as a mom, like where you are right now?
Oh my God, I can't, girl, I can't live without my tweeds. I gotta have my coffee and my weed. Coffee and my weed, my fizzy water. Like, she obviously doesn't see that, but if I don't have that, like, Jimmy has to, we gotta call delivery man, because, like, for real,
It's
it's
important.
not gonna be a good day for mama. Like, I get anxiety. I like to call her Brenda. She starts knocking, and Brenda doesn't want to leave until, like, Shannon's okay. That's my medication. That's my normal. So it's like I can't live without. I have to have my coffee, gotta have my fizzy water, gotta have my weed. I have
Good
to.
answer. Good answer.
That's like my mom kit.
I like it. I like it. That's not in everyone's mom kit. It's a good
No.
mom kit. It's a good mom kit.
I'd be
Maybe
illegal
that's
in
how I'm going
some.
to frame the question from now on. I think I might change the question to be like, what's in your mom kit right now? Because I like that. I
What's in my
like
mom
that.
kit?
You heard it here first, guys. I think I might change the question. We'll see.
Okay.
If I remember, I have no memory. If I remember, I'm going to change the question.
If you remember, that means it was time to change it, right?
That's right. And if I don't, it means,
It means
trauma
don't fix what
memory.
ain't broke.
Yeah, it means it is what it is. Okay, last question. What is something you know now that you wish you knew before becoming a mom?
I wish I knew that it was going to be so much work. People are like, God, being a parent is so hard, right? And I'm like, it's not that it's hard, it's just so much work. You can't be everywhere all the time, and it's like, no matter how hard we try, and we're working moms too, and it's hard to try to devote all of that time. That's probably, like, that's the
Constant.
hardest part. you know?
It never ends.
No, it's hard. It's hard.
It
It's
is.
hard.
It is hard. Listen, thank you so much. Where can people follow you, connect with you? And like, listen, if you're a shitty person, don't connect with her. I don't want anybody else
Please
to
don't.
shitty. Please leave her alone.
I don't want to know about the demons running around your house because I can't. You need to call a priest for that shit. Okay.
Or like, go check yourself in. Go take a 2-hour hold. If you have demons running around your house, do not go to Shannon. Go somewhere else.
Definitely. That's for sure. You can find me at Shannon at theweedium.com if you want to talk to me about some people that you want to talk to on the other side. You can also find me on Instagram at the Weedium. I'm there, and I'm open 24/7. I don't know who's going to come through. I may not respond right away, but somebody will wake me up if it's necessary.
Perfect. Well, you'll be tagged out, so everybody will be able to find you. Thank you for coming on. This has been
so much fun. Jess, this is awesome. This is so much fun. Thank you so much for having me. This has been like so real. I wish that you and I lived in the same city, because I'd be like, girl, I'm coming over as soon as like everybody's good.
Well, what's funny is, so just Shannon messaged me today. She's like, yo, I feel like I'm coming to your house. And I should be like, what should I bring? And I was like, I wish you were coming to my fucking house tonight. Are you kidding?
Yeah, that's here. Seriously, that's what this. I feel like I'm just catching up with an old friend. So this has been amazing.
Yeah. Listen, next time you're on the East Coast or I'm on the West Coast and life is not so weird, we'll hang.
Absolutely. And give the babies and Katie hugs. And thank you so much. This has been awesome. And, I'll talk to you again. I'll talk to you, girl. I know where to find you.
I think so. You're a fucking medium. Thank you guys for tuning in, and have a great night.
Shit Moms Won't Say